I was in the middle of negotiating a medical malpractice case recently with a very well-respected defense attorney, and he turns to me in the middle of the negotiation and says, "You know what, if we're successful in negotiating this case, what's your client really going to do with all this money?" Would you like to learn what my reply was? Come join me as I share with you this remarkable story. Hi, I'm Gerry Oginski. I'm a New York medical malpractice and personal injury trial attorney practicing law here in the state of New York. You know, at some point during every case, I have an opportunity to speak to the defense attorneys and see whether or not they're interested in trying to settle your case. If we begin settlement negotiations, there's a lot of back and forth that goes on. There's a lot of honest discussion about what the risks are, what the benefits are, what our strongest points are, as well as what our weaknesses are. I wanted to tell him, it's none of your damn business. I couldn't really say that. Instead, what I did was I took the opportunity to now explain to the defense attorney exactly what my client is going to do with all of this money. The reality is that my client did absolutely nothing to cause or contribute to her injuries. As a result of the wrongdoing of his client, of the doctor, my client now suffered lifelong debilitating injuries. As a result of the violations of the standard of care that this doctor caused and caused harm to my client, she will now need lifelong rehabilitation. She will now need ongoing medical care. She will now need prostheses, things that are going to have to be replaced on an ongoing basis every few years. In New York, if somebody is found to be careless or negligent, they are now then held accountable to pay for the harms and losses that the person has sustained. And that's known as awarding them damages for past pain and suffering, future pain and suffering, lost income, medical bills, all of these things that we associated with the harms and losses that occur as a result of somebody else's wrongdoing. So when this attorney turned to me and says, what's your client really going to do with this money? Are they going to go on vacation? Are they going to buy timeshare? The reality is, now this person is injured and disabled for life. They're going to use that money to try and make a better life for themselves, to make a better life for their family. So now when they cannot go into work, who's going to pay their bills? Now when they're going to need ongoing further medical care and treatment, who's going to pay for that? Maybe they'll buy a car that's adaptive and now they can use the different controls that normally they would not have needed had this injury not occurred. And by the way, getting a whole bunch of money is not for the purposes of going on vacation 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. Because I will tell you something very important. The majority of my clients who suffer significant injuries, the last thing in the world that they want to do is sit back and relax and simply take whatever money is there and live off that money. Instead, they want to become productive members of society. They want to return back to doing what they did best. They want to go on about with their daily lives and live their lives normally like they did before. They would give practically anything in the world to put things back to normal. They would love to go back in time to make sure that that stuff never happened, so that they didn't have to deal with a litigation, they didn't have to deal with a lawsuit, didn't have to deal with getting compensated, and now trying to figure out how to live their life with disabilities. That's what my clients are looking for. They're looking to go back in time. But the reality is, they can't. We can't put the pieces back together. So the only thing the law and the legal system allows us to do is obtain compensation from the wrongdoer, give it to the person who suffered those harms and losses, and let them use it as best they see fit for their family, for themselves, to make a better life for themselves. You know, so why do I share this with you today? I'm shooting video today on Memorial Day weekend. And I did it because I was really thinking about those people who gave their souls, gave their lives in honor of our country. And at the same time, I was also thinking about and contemplating about the injured victims who suffer so much as a result of carelessness of the wrongdoers that we see today here in New York. I'm blessed and privileged to have the opportunity to represent injured victims every single day, making a difference in their lives. You know, you're watching this because you probably have questions of your own about your own particular matter. Well, if your matter happened in New York and you do have legal questions, what I encourage you to do is pick up the phone and call me. I can answer your legal questions. This is something I do every single day, and I welcome your call. You can reach me at 516-487-8207 or by email at Gerry, Gerry, at oginski-law.com. Well, that's it for today's quick video. I'm Gerry Oginski coming to you from New York. Have a wonderful day.